Are you looking forward to it?
Of course I am. Of course I am.
Are you excited about the housing announcements?
It's really good.
Yeah?
It's really good. You know, we need to do this. We have to kind of... We've been saying it. People don't believe we mean it. We mean it.
Yeah?
We mean it, you know? We need to transform this country. We need to start building some homes. And we've got to transform our infrastructure.
I mean, the Tories had a big housing announcement the other week. This is better than that then,
Of course it is. Of course it is. It's actually, as I say, it's actually thought through. I mean, so much of what they say is just like back of a fag packet,
Yeah.
I think. Like a fag packet that you've kind of left outside in the rain and all.
Are you ready to be in government?
Oh, I really want, there to be an election quickly. I fear there won't be. So, we will be working really hard to make sure that we're ready. And we're going on the basis that it may be May, it may be later, but we need to be ready for May.
Do you think that this conference has given the impression you're the government in waiting?
I think people can see that we have transformed ourselves utterly and that we're entirely focused on the country. I think very different to a few years ago. I think people do believe that we're fit to govern again, and what we're going to do today, what Keir's going to do today, is go out and give people compelling reasons why they can believe that the next Labour government will actually genuinely transform things.
We've heard very little about the culture war here. Do you think that's because there isn't a need to bring it up?
I think the country's just so turned off by the sort of rubbish that we heard at Tory party conference. That's not the country that we are. We're focused on fixing the housing crisis. We're focused on the things that are really affecting people's lives, and that's where we're going to stay focused now and hopefully next year if we win the trust of people to govern in government.
Can you please describe Starmer in one word for me?
Kind, honest,
Yeah?
leader.
Are you ready for an election?
Bring it on.
What do you think of Sunak over the past week? Do you think he's given you a leg up for the next election?
Trying not to say batshit.
Rachel, can you describe Starmer in one word?
Leader.
Were you pleased yesterday with Mark Carney endorsing you?
I was really pleased by what Mark Carney said yesterday about my plans and my vision for the economy.
Are you showing you're the party of business? How'd you find the speech?
I thought he'd written every word himself, which is actually quite an important thing because many politicians give speeches that they haven't written themselves. But when they are like that, they come over, and it came over to me. It was a personal speech, came from the heart. And I think what he said will cut through because he spoke to that sense of a country being broken, lots of unfairness and injustice around. It's like he's been really listening to people. He caught the mood, I felt, and I think his message will cut through in living rooms across the land tonight.
Good line on trickle-down economics there. I don't know if you caught that, but he was saying that no more of that. Are you on side with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that was a really powerful part of the speech. I thought also powerful when he was saying about, people feel I don't belong here, I shouldn't be here. I certainly resonated with me. I'm sure it will resonate with many people from a working class background. A country where elitism still prevails and it shouldn't. And I think we saw that in Manchester last week. Keir, I think, would have been pleased with the contrast that he's made there, because obviously Sunak sort of against the future, cancelling net zero or going cold on net zero, ripping up the long-term plans, and Keir has very much lent into net zero as a way to reindustrialise the north of England to Scotland. I thought it was a really powerful personal speech, and I think it will come over to people.
Will you pressure him to keep up with Network North if he's to get in next year?
Well, I have a problem. I have two problems with Network North. It's not a network, and it's not the North. It's all over the country. So there's two problems there. So let's get back to Northern Powerhouse Rail, which is a new line from Liverpool across the Pennines through Manchester and Bradford to Leeds. That's what we should have, with connections on to Sheffield, Hull and Newcastle. We're working on that with the party now, and I've got work to do, but I am confident that I can persuade them that we need a big plan for a new railway, a green railway across the north of England as part of the net zero vision.
What did you make of the opening?
Well, look, I think Keir handled that very, very well. Fair play to him. When somebody does that, and look, when something like that happens, sometimes it can get you off guard, but he actually turned it into a positive. Say, look, that is why we are no longer the party of protest, we're the party of power. That's why we must be concentrated on making sure that we have the right policies, and whether talking to the British public, not just talking amongst ourselves within the Labour Party, these are not just therapy sessions, for the faithful. What we need is to have the right solutions which the British people want in this cost of living crisis.
I really do hope that this lands with the public. Obviously, there's no complacency, but it was a really powerful speech. It also looked at who is making decisions, where are they. His phrasing around Rishi Sunak being in Westminster with those thick walls is right. You know, who makes decisions about communities outside of London? Well, mayors, giving mayors more powers over, housing, skills. It means that we can deliver more, faster, and get better outcomes.
A lot for the towns there. Do you think you'll get new towns in Yorkshire?
Well, we're already looking at garden villages, so I think it's a really good idea. I think towns that are beautiful with great green spaces. This is what people want, isn't it? They want a good quality of life.
Is that a winner in there?
Towns is one of many of the winners, I think. Obviously, transport is really important to get between those towns, and I'm working with Lou Haig and the other mayors and Keir on what we can do with Northern Powerhouse Rail, how we can deliver to connect those towns across the north.
There was two sides of it. So it was the party of business, that speech, but it was also, the working class. We're going to do a lot for people at the bottom end of the scale. He was talking about trickle-down economics. That's over. He wants to do trickle-down jobs.
Trickle-down has always been a bad idea. Why did they call it trickle-down? If they've got any other, why is it called the flow-down idea of economics? Has anyone ever thought about that? These very rich people? No, it doesn't flow. It only does trickle. It's breadcrumbs coming from the table of the super rich. So the super rich elite Tories, they've been 13 years. They've been just driving the economy all around and into a ditch. We have to take over quite a difficult situation, but we will do it with as best as we can. We will work hard, and we want to bring everyone up so that every working person has a chance to go on, get to university, live as much of a positive life as they can, a fair chance in life for every person in our country, in the continent, in the world. That's what I want to fight for. As a kid born in Yemen that's been having a civil war for the last 10 years or so. So, yes, I think it was a great speech, and he did good, and conference liked it, and yeah, now we just roll into next year and just keep fighting.